first thing I have to do, the very first thing, look on your existing working conditions. Can you work here properly without tripping and falling or anything like that? Well, if you can't, move your stuff. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to just try to stand over this and stuff. I'm going to go ahead and move this stuff and get ready. Okay, that's your very first step. Okay, I got that. Most of the time you're not going to have to move anything, but just kind of be aware of stuff like that. Now this next thing to do, we're going to start undoing this cover plate, and absolutely not. We are going to find the electrical panel. You got to make sure you turn this and make sure that your light switch works first off. Okay, find your electrical panel. My electrical panel happens to be in this exact same room, so it's not going to take me very long to figure out which breaker it's going to be for this. I want to have this power off, okay, before I start working on this. And if it's too dark in here, then I'll grab my extension cord. I happen to have an extension cord over here and my construction light, and I'll use that for light in here so that I can show you what I'm about to do for this light switch. Okay, so turn that power off at your breaker. I guess that'll work. I'll get my tripod set up right here and see if I've got enough light. I think that's enough light, don't you? I think that'll work. Okay. Let's see if I can't get this adjusted a little. Okay, so the next step is to take this cover plate off. Check it. Sure enough, it's off. And sometimes you'll find that your cover plate sticks a little bit. I'm just lightly, hardly scoring this. I'm not trying to score the sheetrock. I'm trying to just score the back side. This house just recently got painted, and see, now I got it loose. Move it around. Recently got painted. It looks like they put the cover plate on just while the wall was still drying, maybe one day later. Wait 2 or 3 days maybe before you put your cover plates back on, or because if you put them on too soon and the paint is not cured yet, you could find that as you're tightening it up, that cover plate kind of presses right into the paint. Next time you go to take your cover plate off, it doesn't come off, you try to pull it, you crack your cover plate off, or you rip the sheetrock paper because the paint rips it, and all of a sudden, there you go, you've got a patch to do. Okay, so this one they happen to install with sheetrock screws, and maybe because their other screws they lost them, or maybe they thought they were too short, or they stripped it out. Okay, so now I'm going to just pull this out of the wall, and it looks like their junction box, they didn't install it, they didn't hang it out ½ inch away from the wood studs. They have it flush, the sheetrock's going around it, so the box is a ½ inch inset. Okay, that's why they ended up using longer screws. If you do use longer screws, these happen to work pretty good. They're just sheetrock, coarse, threaded drywall screws, and I've got them in all different sizes, and I use them for all kinds of stuff. And all you're going to see at this point is 2 black wires. These are both black wires. Okay, this one happens to look white because they painted, but if you look real close, you'll see that it's a black wire. And then there's the ground wire, which is the copper bare stranded wire, or bare solid wire, and it's attached by a screw on the side. Now see, on this side of the light switch, there are screws, but they didn't put the wires under screws. I usually like to do them under the screws, but on this particular light switch, and on most light switches, there's a little slot underneath there. If you have your little standard screwdriver again, there's little slots back there. You can push on there, and then your wires will pop off. And this, it doesn't matter which black wire goes in which area. See, I just push that and pull that out. It's kind of hard because I'm holding this and I'm pushing and I have to pull the wire out. So I just use my thumb as I'm pushing on here. Pull it out, see? Look at that, just like that. And now, because I'm right-handed, I'm just going to flip this over like that. And then do this screw here. Now the copper ground wire, they've twisted on there, and I'm just opening it up a little bit with my screwdriver. Like that. Okay, now I can slide that off. See? And I don't have to do anything. I can use that whole setup exactly the way it is, and I can save this light switch for another job. See how easy that was? And I can see, you know, if I use this for another project later on, you see the tabs here? They're supposed to be straight up and down. Now look at that one. See how it kind of curves out? I'm just going to take my pliers and bend that straight, just because that way I don't have to do it another time. Okay, now I got it. Now I got it pretty straight right there. See? Okay. And this light switch I can use for another job. And for these single pole, does it matter which way is up and down? Yes, of course it does. If you look right up here on the top, see there it says top, T-O-P. Okay? You wouldn't want to flip it this way and say, okay, what difference does it make? Well, the difference is it'll still work. But usually what your paddles are is down is off. You push on the up, it's on. You don't want to go into one room and do that and then find out you have to do it the very opposite every single time in a bedroom because somebody flipped the light switch upside down. Now, in some instances, you might think, hey, how come it's wrong? Well, you go into a room and sometimes it's a three-way switch, and it might be your lights might be controlled at 2 different locations, maybe by this door and somewhere else in a hallway or something, and then there is no top or bottom. Remember the switch I pulled out? I'll just use these new screws for this one. Put it on there. Save that for next time. And I'll just keep it right here in my box. Stick that in the garage with all my other electrical stuff. Okay. Okay, let's go see if we can't get this installed, this 3-way lighted switch in the garage. Momi's out at a luncheon, and I thought this would be a good time to do it while she's gone. Yeah, see this, which one is it? That one. That one turns that on and off, and I didn't realize that initially. I was like, okay, what's going on here? Because when it's dark, it's hard to see that switch. And see, when you come out of the house, down in the garage, I would have thought the switch should be up higher. Look where they got it. They got it way down there. You got to reach for it down like that. And at night, it's hard to find it. So that's why I want to put a three-way lit switch in there. Okay? Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.